It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Pistons in Detroit. Well, for Detroit, they've only come out in front in one of their first 3 games so far. So a win tonight will be important to them, to be at 500 instead of 3 games under. And already the grind of the new season starting to show. Shaq, how do you stay fresh for the long haul, both as a player and as just a massive individual?
Veteran guys, you got to know how to pace yourself. And minute restrictions, you know, it really has become a bigger part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. So, you know, injury histories, always taken into account now. This is why you have to develop depth.
How do you stay fresh for the long haul?
Oh, man, I have this drink I put together.
Oh, really? What is it?
Oh, yeah, it's a little, like, I take tomatoes, right, and I squish them up, and it gets real like tomato sauce. And I put that in. And then I take kale salad. I put that in.
What are you making, spaghetti?
Ginger. I put ginger in it.
Yeah.
Put that in. I put a little cayenne pepper in, and a little bell pepper.
Sounds disgusting.
Ernie, he's making lasagna over there.
Sounds disgusting.
Can I get some of your lasagna?
Oh, man, it's the pepper. It makes you pep up.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
Also gives you.
The tallest building in Michigan, the Renaissance Center. Part of the scenery tonight as we come to you live from Detroit. This is 2K Sports broadcasting from the Motor City as the Pistons take it to the hardwood at Little Caesars Arena. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off a good outing against Philadelphia. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
And I love the fact that they did such a good job of really reacting to what the defense was giving them.
They capitalized on so many opportunities. The offense tonight just extremely fluid.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Thanks very much. Andre Drummond is the most prolific rebounder in the league. He said, every time I see a shot go up, it's like a pass to me. Guys focus on points and getting assists. My goal is to go out and get 20 rebounds a night. Kevin?
He definitely is tough to handle in there, David. Thanks so much. One of the interesting storylines of this young season, Brent Barry, the surprising early development of a couple rookies in the league.
Early development of rookies is a great thing for a young team because all of a sudden somebody's taking the reins. And I think coaches always appreciate when a rookie comes in, he does the work in the offseason, all that work starts to pay off. But now rookies tend to start looking towards somebody else, or the team starts looking towards that young player as somebody who may be able to handle and carry the weight of the franchise for a little while.
So Cleveland will get the first possession. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. On the perimeter, Smith and Hood. And it's Hill in at the 1 spot. Now here is Smith. And it's in there. And here's Jackson. Out to the right wing. Drummond in the post. It's up against Thompson. It's good.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Now here is Hill. Inside, there's the pick. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Oh, get out of his way.
No way the D was going to slow him down. Greg, what are some of the positives that Tristan Thompson's play brings to the team?
Still a very efficient scorer on the shots that he does take, and he lives mostly inside the paint, and still a strong offensive rebounder. But his days of being a threat on the offensive end as the game has evolved seems to kind of gone away.
Tristan Thompson is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. So To do that, you can't be afraid to throw your weight around.
Now here's Jackson. Passes to Drummond. To the inside. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul.
Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but you have to be aware that's how the refs are going to blow the whistle tonight.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. On the wing, Jackson. He's guarded by Hill. 4 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3. Jackson misses.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
The Cavaliers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And the jam by J.R. Smith.
The athleticism J.R. Smith showed in the early part of his career was impressive, and so was that play.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Drummond throws it down.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Here's Thompson after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Hood, the pass to Thompson. Makes it off the glass. Thompson's got 5 now.
Tough for teams to combat Tristan Thompson's physical play down there on the inside. Even when you get a hand up, he's capable of draining the shot.
Now here's Bullock. He had 13 points in the win against Philadelphia. Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession. With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. Number 1, Andre Drummond.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. Smith kicks to Hood. Screen by Smith. Stolen by Jackson. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. Offensive rebound. Drummond. Good D by Thompson.
It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
Good on the wing. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Fires from deep, and that's good. Reggie Jackson for 3. Jackson's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. For Cleveland, they've gone a perfect 6 for 6 in the game up to this point. Hill with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Hill passes to Thompson. Here's Smith. Pass to Love. Shoots over Griffin. Love can't hit.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's space and then go and corral that backboard.
And Griffin slams it in.
Well, I love the strength that he's showing there. Committed when he takes the ball to the cup, and the defense at that time becomes helpless.
And here are the Cavaliers now, following the bucket by the Pistons. The drive by Hill. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Now, you look at George Hill's game, and he doesn't wow you in any way, but he's a complete basketball player. Strong outside shooter, but might be most valuable defensively. Often regarded as one of the best defensive guards in the league.
The Cavaliers have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
And he makes the first. And with Hill and his defense, perhaps what is best about it is that he can guard Greg both guard positions, and that makes him valuable.
Yeah, and that flexibility gives a coach and his lineup so much leeway. Hill has a great wingspan, about 6'9", and can be very disruptive defensively. Very good at fighting through screens to stick with his assignments as well.
Brent, George Hill is a guard who has been as consistent as it gets from deep the last few seasons in the league.
Well, Hill's always been a good shooter since entering the league. Remember starting his career in San Antonio, so he showed off his wares alongside Tim Duncan in the post where he could spot up and gain his confidence. And the last 3 seasons for him, he's been over 40%.
And that one, good. 6 points for Rodney Hood.
Hood, nice job on the mid-range there, finding a little bit of a gap and making the defense pay.
Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. The Pistons working the ball around now. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line. Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as the franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Free throw good, Drummond.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
Pick up by Hill. Smith dishes to Love. And the shot goes down. Love's got his first bucket in this one.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Down low. Here's Drummond. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Yeah, you don't want to leave people open when Blake Griffin has vision of the floor. He exploited the hole in the defense that time.
For 3, Smith doesn't go for him. And it's Detroit the other way. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
And let's hope for a heated matchup in this first game between them, because a close one tonight ensures we'll have 3 more good games down the road.
Nancy's checked in for Kevin Love. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. And another 3 for Detroit.
Well, Blake Griffin hitting this, it's going to reset your defensive strategy. You've got to rush out to him because he can be a bit streaky from out there, and it's working.
Now here is Hill. Left side Nance. Griffin with the steal. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Robinson, that's good.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Jackson against Hill. Nance a screen. That one's off. Still out of sync. Last game for the Cavaliers, it was a loss to Brooklyn. Bullock kicks to Robinson. Drummond with a screen on Hood. Here's Robinson. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, you knew it wouldn't last forever. Couldn't last forever. LeBron's departure in the offseason, a huge blow to this Cleveland franchise.
And it's going to be talk and speculation as to why LeBron James left again. And that's going to continue all season long. But ultimately, the team, the city, they need to regroup. They need to reset. They need to think about their future. And they did a good job of gathering assets and some youth in the departure of LeBron James. But, man, that's a hole they're never going to fill, Kevin.
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point for the Pistons. Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. Langston Galloway comes in for Reggie Bullock, and Smith subbed in for Jackson. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Osman comes in for Hood. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Smith. And it's Sexton in for George Hill. That one is no good. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
Now, here's Clarkson. 11 points for him in that last game against Brooklyn. Here's Robinson. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And already you're seeing great execution from both teams.
Yeah, lots of points early, and the game plans on both sides, at least offensively, working to perfection.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. John Lure comes in for Blake Griffin, and it's Stanley Johnson in for Robinson. Smith outside. He kicks it to Galloway. Lure the screen for the 3. The shot missing. Cavaliers go the other way with it. And Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in a season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Good hard work on Pachulia's end right there, bothering the shooter with a contest.
11 feet away, Galloway with the bucket. And it's a 5-point Piston lead.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Now, here's Sexton. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Shots good by Clarkson.
Well, Clarkson can get inside. He's athletic to do that, and then needs the touch in that area. Showed it off there.
There's a good screen. Johnson, the pass to Smith. Picked by Pachulia. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. And the Pistons lead by 5.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
Nance sets a screen for Sexton. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Lure. And they're running. Here's Galloway. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, there's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
Now, here's Sexton. Kicks it to Nance. Sexton the pass to Nance. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Clarkson. Inside. Stolen by Lure.
Well, a little head scratcher there, guys. There's no reason to force the ball inside like that. I understand the thought process, but the pass just has to be better.
Sexton dishes to Clarkson. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And the strength of Clarkson on display. Awesome job fending off the defense and not letting that deter him from scoring.
Smith outside. The pass to Johnson. Back to Smith. Johnson outside. Just 5 to shoot. Yes, that goes in. Johnson's got his first 2 points of the night. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Now Sexton looking for his first basket still in this one. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Cavaliers.
And guys, this season they've really gotten away from that mid-range shot. And I'm not saying that should be the main part of their offense, but it would make them much more dangerous offensively if they could get more scoring from that 10 to 20-foot range.
The feed to Johnson. Basket good. Johnson's got his second basket.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Nance a screen. Here's Sexton. Nance right side over Lure. Nance no good.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. You need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
The Cavaliers trail by 11. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Clarkson kicks to Fry. Oh, Nance in position. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Johnson. Second chance shot, and Pachulia with the lay-in. Good. And the Pistons lead by 13.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Here's Sexton. Pass to Nance. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. In the corner, it's Galloway. A three-pointer off the mark. Here's Osman. The shot's good from Nance. Nance has got his first bucket in this one.
I'd like to see Larry Nance Jr. keep working on the interior part of his game. Shots like this can help his confidence.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be right back after this. One of the most dominant big men in the league, Andre Drummond, says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And the Pistons have been rolling right along, haven't they?
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, they're taking care of the ball. They're attacking on defense. And this has them out to a big lead after one.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Detroit, Johnson is out there with John Lewis. Then there's Pachulia. Then it's Smith, and it's Galloway in at the 2. Smith with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Philadelphia.
Loved his passing tonight as well. He was just cutting the defense to pieces out there.
That one good for 2. Lewis got his second bucket of the night. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
They're hard to find, yeah.
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Pistons. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit. But the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
That's good from Jackson. And Reggie Jackson in 2016-17 battling knee tendonitis. Last season, Greg, a severe right ankle sprain.
I mean, he's so important in terms of his impact for the Pistons. An athletic, physical player. When he's right, he can be a difference maker on both ends.
Both free throws good from Jackson.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, with all the turmoil in the Cavs locker room last season, some wondered if head coach Tyronn Lue's job could be in jeopardy. Despite leading the team to its first championship in 2016, Lue, like a lot of coaches, finds that his future in the NBA is always subject to speculation. Kevin?
All right, D.A., thank you.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
Now, here is Smith. 20 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
Loved his passing tonight as well. He was just cutting the defense to pieces out there.
First trip to the line for him here. First free throw is good.
You look at the roster turnover that the Cavs have had the last few seasons. A lot of trades made, some hits and some misses. And you know the front office willing to make some deals to try to get this train back on the right track.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Griffin's checked in for John Lure, and Glenn Robinson III is subbed in for Johnson. J.R. Smith hits them both. And with the trades this Cavs team has made, several blockbuster deals in the last few years.
Well, they have a tough payroll situation that they're trying to deal with and manage and manipulate. And it's tough for a young GM to try to find a way between sticking with what they've done, or is it a time to try to start to develop something for their future? You give them credit for doing everything in their power to still compete.
Now here is Smith after the miss from Andre Drummond. Here's Love, and a wide open look for Hood. That falls. Great assist by Love. Hood's got 9.
It's a way to be ready offensively for the pass. It's pretty clear that Rodney was ready to shoot it once he caught it.
Griffin passes to Jackson. He kicks to Drummond. Just 5 on the clock. Over to the wing, and Robinson wide open. He shoots, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Griffin against Love. Passes to Hill. In the corner, Smith with it. Off the mark, and a chance to trim it to single digits. Down low, Robinson dishes to Jackson. Comes up empty down low.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
Jackson against Hill. The screen from Thompson. And it's Hill penetrating, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, George Hill looked pretty good going to the rim that time, not thrown off stride, and he created a nice shot opportunity.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Back to Jackson. He gets that one. Jackson's got 7 points for the quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
And the Cavaliers call time here, coming off that loss against the Nets.
That final score really caught a lot of people off guard. I think we would have to quantify that one as an upset.
No question. I know I did not see that coming, especially when they had a chance to win it late in the fourth quarter. I thought for sure they'd get it done.
The Cavaliers trail by 11. To the paint, and the foul called on Blake Griffin. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You can't afford to be that careless. They need him out there on the floor, so he has to avoid fouling again in this period.
Smith outside from the arc, and Jackson with the block.
And overall, very cold from the outside throughout this first half.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. Hacked and still knocked it down. Nice composure. And Rodney Hood getting traded last season in part because, Greg, he was due for a big contract this last summer.
And you just knew Hood would be a player a lot of teams threw offers at this year. Rare to find guards as tall as Hood who can shoot the way he can, just entering his prime. And the contract this team gave him might be a bit of a gamble, but it's one that could pay off in a huge way if he keeps improving.
On the free throw, no good.
One of the big calling cards for Rodney Hood and why he can compete at this level is his athleticism. So as long as he believes in that, he can continue to make contributions to any team.
Now here's Love. They had a 24-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
A lot of those plays came off tremendous hustle. He was committed to ripping down as many rebounds as he possibly could in this one.
And that's the trademark Griffin finish. Get in tight, elevate, and throw it down with authority. Big fella is a beast down low.
Here's Hill. Love the pass to Smith. Cleveland moving it around. Clock at 6. And the call will be against George Hill. That's foul number 2 for him.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Pistons leading by 11. Outside Jackson. They set the screen. Pass to Bullock. Griffin a screen on Smith. Bullock kicks to Drummond. To the paint. Griffin dishes to Drummond. Another shot, and the layup is up and in. Drummond's got 11 points.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Hill. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. There's a good screen. The screen from Thompson. Feeds to Hood. Thompson right side. Bullock with the rebound. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Outside Jackson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. You love a good mid-range game. We don't see it that much, but I know you have a couple guys you think have a pretty strong mid-range game.
You know, Chris Paul still has dominated the mid-range, Kevin. It was interesting because him joining the Houston Rockets, who it's all about threes and layups, Daryl Morey, I think, recognized we need somebody that can come off the pick and roll and make those kind of plays happen, not only at the rim for Capella, but shoot it himself. So Chris Paul still dominates in the mid-range. Kawhi Leonard has shown some skills at the mid-range. Even though last year, obviously, just 9 games, he's still a dangerous weapon. It'll be interesting to see if that's still part of his arsenal for this season. And then C.J. McCollum has been one of the best mid-range scorers in the league for the Portland Trail Blazers over the past couple of seasons.
Now here's Hood. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn. Outside Robinson. Drummond sets the screen for Robinson. Off the screen. Cavaliers with the rebound. Love outside. Now the dish to Hill. From deep. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Shoots from 12. Griffin's shot is off.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Thompson. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 4 assists in the game.
Thompson shoots such a high percentage on the inside. Most of his shots coming around the rim.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 12. Drummond with a screen on Hill. Here's Jackson. Detroit, no good that time either. The Cavaliers trail by 13. Love with the screen for Smith. The pass to Love. Smith outside. Love inside, defended by Griffin. Here's Smith. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Hill, how he performed last season. Last year, averaged 10 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
A different look here for Detroit. Pachulia comes in for Drummond. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Reggie Bullock. Then for the Cavaliers, Larry Nance is checked in for Love. Clarkson comes in for Rodney Hood. And it's Sexton in for George Hill.
Pretty evident the kind of player that J.R. Smith is. Really a Wild West gunner. And a guy who can win you games and sometimes put your team in a little bit of a bind if he gets streaky shooting the basketball. And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. You just can't buy a bucket right now.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down.
It's deflected.
More of this from Larry Nance Jr. Interior presence, rising up and tossing that one away.
The lead now cut to single digits. Sexton's got his first bucket of the night. Pistons leading by 8. Jackson kicks to Griffin. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Nance.
There's some unique qualities to the play of Blake Griffin, a big with incredible handles and passing skills who can still throw it down.
For Detroit, they have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. And the first one at the line is good.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Detroit. Ish Smith comes in for Reggie Jackson. Then for the Cavaliers, Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Jetty Osman in for Smith. Blake Griffin hits them both. You look around the NBA, amazing players, global interest, franchise values are going through the roof. Do you feel like the league is entering a golden age, if it's not already in a golden age?
I think it is, Kevin, at least offensively. What we've seen over the last 5 years with the adoption of most of the...
Oh, wow.
Hello.
It's a beautiful jam.
And this is why you keep your ticket stub, Blake Griffin, on the jam.
They set the screen. Here's Sexton. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
So fun to watch Larry Nance Jr. get up and be in flight.
Smith the pass to Pachulia. And that's a foul called on Colin Sexton. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. For Detroit, they have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
And that one misses.
And the veteran Pachulia is a physical presence, a guy you hate playing against, but someone you love if he's on your team.
Good on the second free throw.
And just over 80% from the line right now. A big improvement over what they shot in that first quarter.
Right wing. Here's Sexton. And a miss there on the triple. Pistons leading by 11. And Griffin, here we go. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And Griffin has battled knee injuries during his career, but his persistence is incredible. Still a nightly double-double threat.
The free throw drops for Griffin.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Blake Griffin hits them both.
And no secret here. This is what you need to do with the lead. Hit your free throws, and they're having a great second quarter at the line.
Nance a screen. Sexton kicks to Nance. Pass to Clarkson. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
All right, a moment here to check out stats for Griffin. He's coming off an excellent season. 17th in assists and amongst the league's top-tier scorers. Top 20 in points per game.
And really a good season for him distributing the basketball. Whether it was the drive and dish, pick and roll, fast break, he was money all year long. Johnson the screen. Smith the pass to Pachulia. Here's Johnson. And it's Osman with the rebound.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
Sexton kicks to Clarkson. And the basket for the fourth time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
You can't be frustrated at him tonight. He's doing his job. Like to see his guys step up a little more.
Smith on the wing. Back to Galloway. Shot from 16. Almost, but it rolls out.
I'm just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
The shot's good from Nance.
Well, the mobility part of Larry Nance Jr. is such a huge advantage. At his size, he moves so well around the basket and also gets up quickly off the floor.
Smith the pass to Johnson. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And at the line last year, he was good on about 77% of his attempts.
And the Pistons making a change here. Lewis checked in. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Now, here's Sexton, covered by Smith. They set the pick. Here's Nance. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Nance has got 8 points.
Well, he made some kind of adjustment to his game after a poor first half. He's been impressive shooting the ball during the second.
Johnson right side. He feeds it to Pachulia. And the foul on Larry Nance Jr. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. And that one misses. And he sinks the second. 16 seconds left in the second quarter. Now, here's Sexton. Not a lot of room. Here's Fry. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
One shot.
Free throw, good from Fry. 5 seconds left in the second quarter. Smith fires from way outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Blake Griffin getting it done for the Detroit Pistons. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
With active hands on the defensive end, it really got us all hyped up. And, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Boy, we have a lot to discuss. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He had 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
Well, one thing that stands out is how few turnovers they had. The offense looked in control. They were making nice passes, moving the ball, setting screens. The confidence just seemed to build, and the lead did too. They're a very steady team, keeping those turnovers down. That's the big factor.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Cleveland?
Their defensive fundamentals have been atrocious. I mean, you see guys reaching instead of moving their feet. They're not getting out the shooters. They've dug themselves a hole, and the only way to get out of it is all 5 guys start defending the way they should.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contributions have been fantastic.
Pistons leading by 8. Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. On the perimeter, Smith and Hood. Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. And it's Hill in at the point guard position. Jackson kicks to Griffin. 6 to shoot. Drummond with a screen on Smith. And that one's good. Griffin's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Pistons. The Cavaliers trail by 11. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. Cavaliers shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. That's tipped. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Bullock. That one's not going to go. Good D by Love. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Trying to cut into this lead. Bad time for a miscue.
Yeah, they may have some ants in the pants right here. You just have to take what the defense gives you.
There's a screen by Robinson. Griffin against Love. Drummond. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Hill against Jackson. Hill passes to Thompson. To the middle. Griffin with the steal. Robinson left side. To the middle. Jackson. That's good. Jackson's got 14 points for the game.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut back down to 13 with the basket coming from Kevin Love. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. Very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. Love's passing alone is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
So far, he is just destroying their will. It feels like he can get any shot he wants once he crosses half court.
And a look here at the shot chart for Drummond.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
The Cavaliers trail by 15. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Hill kicks to Love. It's back to Hill. Shot clock at 5. From the top of the key, it's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. A floater and the rejection by Love. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Count that bucket. 9 points in the game so far.
Like to see George Hill distribute to his teammates a heads-up play there.
Hill against Jackson. From outside, off the mark. The Cavaliers trail by 13. To the inside, Thompson. Good D by Drummond. To the inside. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Robinson. 16 points for Reggie Jackson.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind. He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
"13 feet away, and no good. Trying to use the glass. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Stolen by Robinson. And here we go. The Pistons fast break, and Drummond throws it down. And the Pistons lead by 17.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Smith. Lays it up and banks it in. Smith's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
JR may be leaking out just a little bit, but has a strong sense of where to run to get the score.
Pistons leading by 15. Outside Jackson. And Thompson sends it back. The feed to Smith. Shoots over Bullock. Passes to Hill. That's in there. Love with the assist. Hill's got 8 points.
Longer than most players at his position, and with that frame, I like how George Hill uses it all to score over the defense.
And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest. And Detroit has possession. 17 points was their biggest margin. Outside Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Jackson.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
You saw by that putback there, he's just completely locked in. They're getting full contributions from him right now.
Hill passes to Smith. The putback, and it's Griffin with the rebound. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. For the Pistons, John Lure, he's checked in for Griffin. And Smith subbed in for Robinson. Then for the Cavaliers, Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Osman comes in for Hood, and it's Sexton in for Smith. Here's Jackson, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. He's got 18.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
Love right side. Kicks it to Sexton. Stolen by Jackson. Now here's Bullock. He's covered closely. Now here's Sexton. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Hill. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Pistons leading by 17. Inside. Here's Drummond. Outside for Jackson. The second chance effort. Goes up again, and that one's good. Drummond's got 23 points.
Such astounding shooting right now from him. He is untouchable from the perimeter. What a performance.
Hill passes to Sexton. Now Love over Lure. Goes back up, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Detroit gets called for the foul.
Well, for a big guy, Kevin Love is certainly one of the best free throw shooters in the game, and you don't want to send him to the line.
Two.
That's good from Love.
You know, watching Kevin Love, he's really got a ton of tools at his disposal offensively. We know he can shoot it. We know he can post it, but his off-ball movement has also improved. Love has molded himself into a dynamic scorer.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Pachulia, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Reggie Bullock. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jackson.
Early in his career, Love got the stretch 4 label, but he's always rejected it. He prefers to call himself a post player who can shoot.
And with Love and his offensive game, he has even started getting more scores off of cuts.
Yeah, Love has a good sense of timing on when a lane will open up, and often will get matched up with a defender that just isn't as quick as he is. And when everything is clicking for him, he can light it up in a quarter, as we've seen in the past. They are just killing him on the interior.
Clarkson kicks to Love. Back to Clarkson. Pass to Fry. From deep. He's off on that one. And Detroit the other way now. Here's Galloway. 6 points for him. To the paint. Johnson can't get it to go.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Sexton the pass to Fry. Here's Galloway, guarded by Fry. Galloway, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 19. Clarkson kicks to Osman. Now the pass to Sexton. The tray. Love, no luck. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Galloway with the bucket.
I'm watching Ish Smith watch his teammates. Great swing to the wide open man for the uncontested shot.
It's a pick by Love. Sexton the pass to Clarkson to the left side wing.
Love, down.
Some nice passing by Cleveland here. That one falls. 10 points for Love.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Here's Lure. Off the left rim and out.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Sexton. Rebound, Detroit. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Saturday, they'll be facing Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics. Then on Tuesday, they'll tip off a road trip in Brooklyn where they'll take on the Nets.
And for that matchup with the 76ers, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Lure sets the pick for Smith. High post try. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
He used that screen to perfection and got a wide open look to knock down the jumper.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Love kicks to Clarkson. That falls. Great assist by Love. Love's got 3 assists in the game.
Yeah, Love can scan the floor. He's always looking for the late cutter and patient with that decision.
Back to Smith. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Osman. His 3-pointers off the mark. Pistons leading by 22. Smith the pass to Johnson, and the slam dunk by Johnson.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
Sexton kicks to Love. Dishes it to Sexton. There's a good screen. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
And Cleveland making a change here. Nance is checked in.
And you see the speed, the athleticism, and scoring ability of Sexton. Special. A guard with a fantastic skill set and loads of potential.
Lure sets the pick for Smith. Shot clock at 6. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Nance. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Yeah, this league is in good shape when you talk about guys like Nance. The consummate role player does everything that's asked of him.
Lure can't hit. He got it!
Oh, man!
Wow!
He caught it!
This is what you got to do.
Woo.
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
He's excited.
Andre Drummond has been on display for the Detroit Pistons. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. Back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. They've got Pachulia. John Lure's out there with Johnson. And it's Smith, and it's Galloway in at the 2 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. Thompson dishes to Clarkson. A 3-pointer, no good. Detroit leading by 17. Johnson outside, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That's foul number 2 for him. So for the Pistons, Griffin comes in for Lure. And Glenn Robinson, the 3rd, is subbed in for Langston Galloway. Thompson comes with the double team. High post, Pachulia is up against Thompson. Picked by Pachulia. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk.
And Griffin playing with heart. Like how he slams that one home. Right now dominating in the paint.
The Cavaliers trail by 19. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Sexton the pass to Thompson. Shoots. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by Thompson. 9 points for Colin Sexton.
You know, the timing, the rhythm, I'm a big fan of when Sexton can just catch and shoot.
Johnson the screen. Griffin kicks to Robinson. Out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. Fires for 3. Here's Pachulia, and Thompson sends it back.
Well, Thompson lives in the paint, and defensively, occasionally, you're going to get to shots like that.
Sexton dishes to Nance. From 13, the shot by Sexton, no good. Detroit leading by 17. Here's Griffin. Cavaliers with the rebound. Nance has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Jumps up, and Nance slams it in.
The hands, the anticipation. Nance Jr., a great job there, reaching out, tapping that ball away for the steal.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Picked by Griffin. Down low. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Out left to the wing. Clarkson with the ball. Robinson picks him up. Second chance shot. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. For the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for Pachulia. Reggie Bullock comes in for Johnson. And it's Jackson in for Ish Smith. Then for the Cavaliers, Smith comes in for Jordan Clarkson. And it's Hill in for Sexton. The Cavaliers trail by 15. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's Jackson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Nance. And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. For Cleveland, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this 4th quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Hill with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Hill passes to Smith. Six to shoot. Hill kicks to Hood. Nance trying to break loose. Hood can't get it to go.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
It's stolen by Hill. Oh, Nance in position. Robinson goes in. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 5 assists tonight, and the foul on Glenn Robinson. That's his first foul. The Cavaliers trail by 21. Outside Hill. He kicks it to Smith. It's back to Hill. Pass to Nance. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
Well, one of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And stolen by Hood.
Well, the instincts on defense on full display there. It was a gamble for sure, but it paid off big time in the form of a steal.
Here's Jackson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Jackson's got 10 points here in the second half.
This guy is so tough to guard. He feels like he could take any challenge that the defense is going to throw at him.
Pass to Thompson. The screen from Thompson. Hood dishes to Thompson. Back to Hood. Shot clock at 5. Shoots. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Did you ever think, Brent, that we'd see this many players, 6'10", 6'11", 7-footers, handling the ball and shooting like we're seeing them shoot from that kind of distance?
I'm hopeful for it. I've been hopeful for it, and it doesn't surprise me about what the league is. This is a very select group of people that have the right combination of DNA and genetics, and the fact that these guys are more and more capable with their skill set, not a surprise to me, Kevin.
So fun to watch, too. My goodness. Cavaliers making a switch here. Love's checked in. And so Bullock nails both of them.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Cleveland's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Smith the pass to Thompson. And Love has it in the corner. Shoots over Griffin. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Kicks to Bullock. Unloads from 13. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Jackson's got 6 in the quarter. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Now here is Smith. He's guarded by Bullock, and he makes that one.
And what a turnaround from the first half. I mean, he's been incredible here in the second half.
And here are the Pistons. They're on a 12-4 run. Jackson kicks to Robinson. Pass to Drummond. Over Thompson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. The league and players union, Brent, both have expressed supporting guys who express their views and social concerns. You like that?
I think it's amazing the way the league has backed some of the avenues with which players have used their voices.
Embraced.
Well, extending well beyond just saying things, Kevin, because we know actions speak louder than words, and there are so many guys around our league that do important philanthropic work. But the fact that the league supports all of those things, the fact that you see Adam Silver show up at some of these events, or that there's press releases from the league office about some of the things guys are doing, there's amazing cohesion when it comes to the league and its players, because they understand that everything that they're doing has such a significant impact in the communities in which they live in and around the game with which we all love.
Well said. Hill kicks to Love. Over Griffin. No good off the back of the rim.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
There's the screen. And here's Hill for 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Griffin's got 7 rebounds in the game. And the call will be against George Hill. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. He hits the 2nd from the line. Cleveland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. There's the pass to Zizic. On the wing, Korver. Here's Mwaba. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense there from Jackson. To the paint, over Hill. And there's Jackson on the assist by Griffin. Griffin's got 6 assists here tonight. Outside Hill. Love with the screen on Jackson. Love outside. It's back to Hill. Stolen by Jackson. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That'll be foul number 5 on him. And due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Adam Silver has said there's probably more basketball being watched and played, Brent, in China than anywhere else in the world. How long before you think we see our next Chinese superstar in this league?
That's going to be interesting when that does happen. Obviously, the type of mark that Yao Ming made in the NBA, it's going to be hard for anybody to match the kind of impact, not just in the game, but what he did globally for the NBA. It just won't happen again. But I'm looking forward to, heck, not just the next Chinese player, but a Japanese player, somebody from India where they love the NBA game, to start to find their way onto rosters in the league.
They're coming. I mean, there's gonna be someone before long.
No doubt.
There's the pick. Hill passes to Nwaba. Love outside. Second shot opportunity. Count that one from Nwaba.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team.
Jackson against Hill. Jackson kicks to Lure. Back to Jackson. Sweet little floater. Jackson's got 30 points.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That free throw, no good. We love the sneakers these players wear. Now so many different styles. A lot of different signature shoes out there.
I'm not really a sneakerhead myself, Kevin. I didn't really fall down that rabbit hole, but I know some guys in the league, and we've seen photos of their closets at home filled with
hundreds.
Not hundreds. I've seen guys pushing thousands of pairs of shoes. Now that is dedication.
Worth a lot of money.
No doubt about it. And some of the guys, Kevin, don those specialty sneakers in big-time games. And the one guy that comes to mind for me is P.J. Tucker. Lots of play from P.J. Tucker about some of the things that he strapped on last year during the finals.
And you know, Clarkson entering the league as a second-round pick, a little unsung for most of his career, but always seems to find a way to contribute. And Jordan Clarkson is a player who is looking for his shot whenever he gets the ball. Can distribute enough, but it isn't his top priority. Very dangerous when left alone outside.
And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's it for him. He's fouled out. Now we'll go to the line for 2.
And guys, at this point, he's probably better served to take a seat anyway. They've got no chance in this one.
Larry Nance is checked in for the Cavaliers. Free throw good, Lure. And with Clarkson as good as he is outside, Greg, he prefers to shoot off the dribble than on the catch.
Yeah, and it's why Clarkson gets labeled a high-volume, low-efficiency guy. Terrific on catch-and-shoot chances. I think if he played more towards his strengths, he could put together a career year. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Pistons.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Andre Drummond.
I liked his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
Jose.
26 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Here's Zizic. Pachulia covering. Ball's knocked loose. And here's Calderon. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. You know, we're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights the shots aren't going to fall. So just keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.